I'm Nisreen, PR Officer of INBC. Welcome to our interview program. Today, we have a special guest, Daewen, also known as Amanda Garian. Could you say hi to the audience?
Hey everyone, excited to be here.
Daewen will be organizing and teaching at the Dark Fusion Dance Retreat Ascension. It is a partnership event with INBC, so INBC members can receive a discount on tickets. The festival will take place from April 10th to 12th in St. Louis, Missouri. Could you tell us a little bit about the event?
Yes, I'm super excited. So I've ran the Ascension Festival online since COVID, and so this year is the first time that I am making it in person. I'm very, very excited to have another festival opportunity that's in person here in the Midwest. So I'm excited to partner with you guys too, just to get it out there and get us all dancing together. So the idea behind Ascension being in person here is that we're going to have, that festival aspect, but then also the very serious community aspect. So while we have workshops with Amy Sigil, myself, and Amy Amore, they are going to be during the day primarily, and then the evening is kind of time to connect more than anything. I've found that in my dance community, like we really love the just getting to know each other and being together, like rather than just do the work of dance all the time. So I like to have it as, yes, we're doing workshops and we're learning, but we're also going to be together as a community and making those connections.
Wonderful. You also will be teaching the Cathartic dance workshop on Friday evening. The description says that it focuses on using dance as a method to move through pain, loss, frustration, or other negative emotions. This is such a compelling theme. What inspired you to choose this topic?
Yes, so I really love teaching my cathartic dance as a workshop. It just started as me. Like when I danced, I noticed I would feel better, right? A lot of us probably feel that way. And I like to do expressive dance and tell stories through it. So
Mm.
as I was doing those kind of dances, really telling those stories, I noticed I was feeling better. And so I just wanted to share that with everyone. The reason for having it at Ascension and kind of as the like kickoff for the evening, I figured as we're, April, we're kind of getting out of winter finally, and the idea of Ascension is like just opening back up, being into the world again, basically after the winter time. And so it felt fitting that I would teach cathartic dance on that opening Friday night so that we could
Mhm.
just get moving and moving out any of the gunk that we've like left from the winter time, left from the last year, whatever it may be, and just be together to have this safe space to experiment with movement through through a catharsis by guiding people through this, like, hey, here's how you can move this out of your body and basically get like an exposure method kind of treatment there, that you're putting yourself in the moment, in that feeling, and exploring it and letting it go. So that's the idea.
I see. So it's like an emotional cleansing type of experience.
Yeah, yeah. And I will say it's different for everyone. So it's not like, we're going to do one session and somebody's going to be totally healed from their trauma or something that dramatic. But it is a cool tool to start using and really intentionally in order to help yourself heal.
Fascinating. Also, in terms of the psychological element of the workshop, you hold degrees in psychology. How does this background affect your approach to teaching?
Yeah, so like I just mentioned, it felt like the exposure method to me, which I was really got familiar with in my psychology classes and in my training. That to get over a fear, for instance, the more you just do it, the more you're going to train yourself that oh, it actually is okay. And
Hmm.
so as I was practicing cathartic dance myself, just, moving in my studio space, moving through these negative emotions, I would just notice, the more I put myself in that memory or whatever it was, the less it started to bother me because I'd allow myself to feel that way. I'd allow myself to express those emotions rather than bottling everything up inside. And it,
Hmm.
it kind of like helps you be able to really process through things, get used to sitting in the negativity, and then it's not so bad and it's easier to let go. So I would say that, that psychology background for me anyway just kind of gave me a framework to understand what was happening and how I could use it.
Right, makes so much sense. In terms of styling, you coined metal fusion dance as a new genre. What cultural overlap do you see between metal music and belly dance or Middle Eastern dance traditions?
Yeah, I love my metal and I love my dance, so it was natural for me to blend them.
Mm,
How I see, like, no matter what style, dance is really about storytelling or expressing music just through your body.
mm,
That's what the core of dance is. And so when I started fusion dance, my instructor was she was still fusion, but very much rooted in the more, I'll say, more traditional styles. So your rock sharky, Egyptian, cabaret, things like that. And so I had that as my framework as a base, and understood Middle Eastern music through that lens, and really was telling stories through Middle Eastern music. But then, of
mm,
course, being from where I am and who I am, I really like metal music. That's just where I've always found my comfort. And so when I wanted to be experimenting, then I'm like, well, I want to be telling stories that are my own, and just more, what I'm familiar with, what I even grew up with. I listened to this music growing up, and so it felt natural for me to take what I had learned in the belly dance classes, in even understanding the music, and then apply it to what felt a little closer to my heart, we'll say.
mm.
Um, and I feel like going back to the storytelling, metal has its own storytelling, and it may be, much darker than than what you might hear in your cabaret music, um, but it spoke more to me, my experiences, my growing up, and so it felt like home for me to be moving in a way that I now understood, to those rhythms and lyrics. Yeah.
Right. I suppose when someone is dancing to something they love, they're familiar with, they're the most like natural at expressing
Yes,
themselves.
I would say that for sure. Yes. And it's different to express when you really love the song, or like you really understand what they're trying to say. And to me, that was where the real power was at.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so you also founded a Stygian Collective in 2020. What is your favorite aspect of the dark fusion dance community?
Yeah, so I always explain it to people as it's the home for the weirdos, for all us weirdos. So when I started dance, I was encouraged, definitely. I had a wonderful teacher when I started that really encouraged me to experiment with what I liked. And but still, despite that, in the community I was in, I was the weirdo. I was always the odd one, doing a performance to something completely different than everybody else. But it didn't really take long, once I started teaching, that there were others that I noticed that were really craving that, like, okay, yes, we love dancing like we do here, but I also really like this music. And it didn't necessarily have to be metal, even. There were other people that were just like, oh, you can dance to other things. Yes, you can dance to whatever you can hear, in my opinion. Um, and so I just, as I kept dancing, I was like, this seems like something that we need, and I've always been somebody that, nonconformist, I'm a goth, all of that. And so I'm all about living your truth and expressing yourself the way that you want. And so I wanted to build that space where I felt like I could fit in, and then bring that to others that were maybe looking for that as well, that, maybe they didn't even know it yet, but but when they see it, oh, I can be myself there. And I want that for everyone. I want that for every person ever, but in my little industry here, I want that for everyone in dance, that they don't ever feel like they have to fit a box, or like they're going to be judged if they do something that they feel really passionate about. I want them to have that space to just be themselves and express what they feel.
That's so lovely. So for future, what do you hope to see develop in the dance community?
Yeah, so I would just say more of what I just said. Like, as I build the Stygian Collective, and I'm starting to travel more, do different things. I'm basically just wanting to grow that kind of freedom of expression, and just get it out there in our community and beyond, that like it is okay to experiment with things, to explore what you like, and explore just simply being yourself. I feel like across all industries, a lot of people just feel like they have to be a certain way. You have to fit a box, or, not just dance, like at your workplace, whatever it may be. And just, I feel like it's so important for just humanity to really be able to tap into who they actually are, and just own that and be themselves, express themselves, and just not feel like crap for doing it, feel like you're accepted for that, and celebrate our differences, I guess, is really what I want to
Mm,
explore and throw out there.
wonderful. So, finally, could you please leave a message for INBC members and everyone joining Ascension?
Yeah, so I would say, just if anything I said spoke to you in any way, or you're just intrigued by this, like, please come check us out, whether it's Ascension, or just, my website to see what's up, or reach out to me personally. I'm always up to talk about all of this craziness. And yeah, I just want people to experience this, and be, jump out of their box basically, and see what they can do, see how they can grow when you just really tap into who you are and who you want to become.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time today.
Of
We truly
course.
appreciate your sharing your love for dance with us. And thank you
Yes,
to
thank you.
everyone for watching. Please check the information in the description. See you soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.